Well, the Cleveland Cavalier LeBroniacs are doing it again. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Boxing Clinic. They're already saying, in the media saying that, the Cavs are ready to compete and dethrone the Golden State Warriors. And, it's not even 100% given that Golden State will make it this year. Houston looks good, and I think if they put the ball in Chris Paul's hand full time in the playoffs, they might have a chance. But most likely Golden State will make it again, in my opinion. But, people were saying, the Cavs are definitely worse. They're, after making this trade, they don't understand why they made the trade. Fans don't know nothing. They win 2 games with against the Celtics and against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who is the most Jekyll and Hyde team in the world. And I'm not saying the Celtics are any good, but they are without one of their better players in Gordon Hayward, and they're a very, very young team. The thing about it is, people was bashing Cleveland for making the trades because, people don't know nothing about basketball for real. They on the outside looking in, and we did the live video telling you how this team became more LeBron friendly. And, if they was going to win with the team that they had before, they were going to have to make some offense adjustments. They were going to let Isaiah Thomas kind of handle the rock a little bit more and let LeBron come off screens and curls and come off and post up some more. But LeBron don't want to adjust his game, so the Cleveland Cavaliers had to adjust the roster to LeBron James. They bring in a guy like George Hill, who's a good spot-up shooter, who's not a prototypical point guard, who's a good defender. They bring up Jordan Clarkson, a guy who can get his own shot, but he also don't need the ball to be effective like Isaiah Thomas, and who can spot up and shoot. They get Larry Nance, a guy who can do the dirty work, who can rebound, block, who athletic, who can, spell in Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love when he come back and can play with Kevin Love as well. They bring in a guy like Rodney Hood, a guy who's long, who can defend a little bit, who's like J.R. Smith but a younger version and have way more potential. And he's a nice 3-point shooter, and he can spot up and shoot. So now if you get in the drift, they're making this team more LeBron friendly than asking LeBron to adjust his game to accommodate Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie Irving back then, and accommodate Kevin Love and Dwayne Wade. He don't have any offensive versatility. He's the most one-dimensional all-time great player I've ever seen. Real. If he don't have the ball in his hand, he's not an effective person. And but to the topic of discussion, no, this team is not comparable to any of the top 3 teams in the Western Conference. They cannot beat the Golden State Warriors as constructed. They cannot beat the Houston Rockets. They cannot beat whoever. I don't think they could beat Minnesota in a 7-game series if Minnesota continues to grow. San Antonio possibly, but if Kawhi Leonard comes back, that's a fit. I'll give the edge to the Spurs. And probably even Oklahoma City Thunder in the 7-game series if they ever get it together. But the team is not back. And when they hit some turbulence, people gonna say, Cleveland made a dumb trade. They're gonna jump in and jump off the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? And they do it every year with Cleveland. LeBron got it's the most help LeBron ever had. And then when the team put their foot up their ass and Cleveland ass, LeBron didn't have no help. LeBron is the most needy star athlete I've ever seen in my life. He needs this, he needs that, he needs this, he needs that. And it's just a matter of time before those LeBron fans, LeBroniacs, are going to turn on this roster of players. It's only a matter of time. I still believe, like I said, they're going to win the East. The East ain't nothing. Only team that really could beat them in the East, to be honest, is probably the Toronto Raptors. And they should have acquired DeAndre Jordan because Serge Ibaka and Valanciunas is bums. Too inconsistent. When they get to the finals, and people always, I bet LeBron can get it done this year. You see where Clarkson and Hood is playing, and George Hill is playing. Oh man, J.R. Smith is on point. He making shots right now. And then 4 or 5 games later, when it's over with, oh man, LeBron, he need to get out of there. He had no help. People are thinking from a fan's point of view. You gotta look at it from a basketball point of view. Look at it. Can't nobody on Cleveland hold or do what Stephen Curry can do. Can't nobody do what Klay Thompson can do. Can't nobody do what Kevin Durant can do but LeBron. Can't nobody do what Draymond Green can do. They don't match up well with Golden State as constructed, man. Kyrie was the one X factor that could nullify Stephen Curry's offense on his offensive side of the court and give them problems, And when him and LeBron was going 40 for 40 last year, and 30 points for 30 and tearing it up, they still was losing to Cleveland. So who on Cleveland can do what LeBron, do what Kyrie did? You know, at least last year. You can put Rodney Hood, George Hill, J.R. Smith. You could put Clarkson and Larry Nance all as one, and they still won't amount to the production that Kyrie Irving did last year. You know, Cleveland is not going to NBA championship unless somebody gets injured, and a couple Golden State Warriors get injured. You know, this team ain't championship material. Don't let it fool you. You know, LeBron is back. He playing hard. Don't let it fool you. It's the Eastern Conference. You know, they will make the finals. You know, but at the end of the day, they will get beat again. You know, and don't let this NBA media fool you, and they trying to hype LeBron up. The truth is that team is just more LeBron friendly. It might not be more talented than the other team they had with Isaiah Thomas. It was just that they didn't want to. LeBron didn't want to adjust his offense. And yes, LeBron is the GM and the coach of that team. Tyronn Lue ain't doing nothing over there. You know, it's LeBron. But at the end of the day, people can believe what they want to believe, but it'll be the same old excuses come June. We gone.